Oh, that's right. Thank you. Hello, hello. How goes it? I know I'm like 5 minutes early, but you know what? I'm also 5 minutes late sometimes, so. How goes it? Hi, James. By the way, if anybody commented before James, I can't see it because I didn't load up the stream fast enough. But hi, James, and thank you if you haven't popped away yet. But welcome to the evening session of my streams. I realized much after I set the schedule, I just realized yesterday, like, some of my viewers might not be able to make it at, noon to 2 each day. So I figured if anybody is a little bummed that they, can't come hang out during the day, maybe they can come hang out at night. Some scam baiting activities. Oh, I love that. There was a channel, I haven't watched them in a while, but there's a channel that I like to watch. Oh, what are they called? I gotta look it up now. Where they bait scammers. Scammer Payback. Oh, it looks like they're live right now too. Yep, Scammer Payback. I love watching them. And oh man, I've always been so jealous of what's his name's hair. I don't know if he still has the same hair. Like I said, it's been a while since I've watched them, but he had like this blue haircut, and I was just like, man, I want that. Oh, it's a members only live. They must do it like members only get to watch it live, and then everybody else gets to watch it when they replay it. Pierogi, yes. I love that we watch the same channel. By the way, if you keep seeing me look this way, that's where you are. That's where chat is. And it's still blue. I love that for him. I'm a little jealous. I did have blue hair at one point, and now the container holds my black beads. It wasn't that vivid as what he has, though. It was a similar haircut, too. Yeah, yep. I get that. So what time is it? 6:03? I might wait like 2 more minutes before I get started. I made myself some tea with a cup. This is tonight's teacup. I got this for Christmas. It has a little lid on it to keep your tea warm. And I'm drinking elderberry tea. I decided this morning I'm going to start a tradition of showing the cup because I showed my cup the past 2 days, so. But good luck on your scammer baiting. Those people suck. I hate them. Nothing's worked on me yet, but it's worked on a lot of people. So, like, we're all constantly getting stuff. There was an interesting scam that recently went out. Okay, see you later. Have fun. So anybody else who's here listening, if you want to hear my little story, there's an interesting scam that went about that worked. And I don't know, a lot of the times I feel like I can come up with what these scammers are looking for. Obviously, the majority of time, it's money. But this time, I really don't know. I don't know what they were looking for. I don't know if they ever got what they were looking for, but it was a decent attempt because it really did trick a lot of people, including people who were like I was friends with. So there's this game called Elden Ring, and they have another Elden Ring game coming out in May. But in February, because it's an online game, they wanted to run a network test to make sure that it was working properly before the launch. And you had to apply to be able to be a part of the network test. So another tidbit is the network test was only available to people who are on PlayStation or Xbox. It was not available to people on PC, or Steam is the library that's on PC. So you had to apply to be a part of the network test, and if you got chosen to be a part of it, you would receive notification of that. So they would email you and say, you know, congratulations, you're a part of the network test. Here's your code. This is what you do to join the test. And when the network test launched, this was in like February, people were, I don't know where it started, but people started getting messages in their Steam inbox from their friends, from their Steam friends, saying, congratulations, you're part of the network test. Here's your link, yada, yada, yada. Like, they matched to a T what the messages looked like to legitimate people. So this ended up like kind of hacking your Steam account in a way where your Steam account would then send messages to your friends, and it just continued by sending from friend to friend to friend to friend. And it hit my friends, and when it finally became known, my friends were like, oh, I didn't even think of it because, you know, it came from you, so I thought that you were just being secretive about including me. And yeah, so I don't know what they were looking for. I don't know if they were going to end up making any money from that. If they did, like how they would have made any money from that, or if they were trying to like hack information from people's accounts, maybe credit card information that's stored on your Steam account, or I don't know. But sometimes those scams are very creative. All right, so there's my story. I went 2 minutes past when I said I like to yap. What can I say? I'm gonna go ahead and flip the camera and show you what I've been working with. Yeah, usually about stealing money. I can only assume that's what they were up to, because what else could it be? So this is what we have. This morning, we finished up the fill of this area. It was filled up to about like right here. So we finished that fill, and then we got going on this fill. So what I'm going to be working on right now is the area right here. We're going to fill this up, and then we'll start working on above the crown. I didn't work on above the crown earlier because it just looks like it's going to be a little interesting. It just goes to show that, like, even if you're well educated on how to avoid scams, sometimes they get so creative and things look legitimate, or they are creative about playing with how to make things believable, that it works on you. So hopefully today's live goes without a hitch. Oh, you know what? I loaded these on too early. I need to do a sideways one. Too gung-ho. I've just been busy all day, so I think I'm moving fast, getting ahead of myself. See, I want this one. Come here. I love finding that, like, I watch some of the same YouTube channels as you guys as well. That's like the third one. Justin, this like beading live series for the past few days. I've also found some more channels. I really tend to watch YouTube and Twitch more than traditional TV. It's kind of rare that I'm watching actual TV shows or movies. And when I'm not watching YouTube or Twitch, I'm just not watching TV at all. I'm like doing other things. Fake service help desk, and people really need to look closely at email sender's address. Oh, yep. Oh, wow. I still like it from time to time. Not like cable TV, but like renting a movie or trying a new show. I try a new show probably like once a year or maybe less. I can't remember the last new show I watched before the one I just watched, and even then, the show I watched was because I know I like the director, and he recently passed away, so I was like, I need to watch that David Lynch show. It's funny, like, the whole cable versus streaming thing. I remember back when like Netflix was still DVD shows up in your mailbox kind of day. And I had cable. That was the only way to have TV, right? Was your cable. Otherwise you're just playing the same DVD over and over again. But I was only watching like a few channels, and I would complain like, this is so expensive just for me to only watch 2 out of the whatever many channels they had available. I wish we could just buy each channel. Little did I know that would actually come true someday. And it's just as expensive. It's not any better. If anything, it might even be a little more expensive. Because like to buy 5 channels, or like the streaming service, downloading their app and their subscriptions and stuff, for like 5 channels is probably the same as 100 channels through cable. I still won't do cable though. Again, because I just stay watching YouTube and Twitch. So it wouldn't even be worth it for me. Like, I pay for Hulu, and I don't remember the last time I watched something on it. It's all about ads, advertising. Ouch. I feel like I need to take down the sheet I have hanging behind me so more sunlight can come in. Sunlight. What I really mean is more glow off of the snow. Looks okay on camera, but it's like kind of hard for me to see IRL. Because it's apparently the only way to make money for like networks and things. But at the same time, it's like, well, why do you pay certain people outrageously then? If it's not sustainable. Like Netflix and Hulu running more ads, charging us more because they're like, well, it's not, we need to make more money to provide the service. And it's like, well, can we stop this whole thing where actors and actresses get paid millions of dollars then, and CEOs make a ton of money? Maybe you could distribute that a little more. Okay, there's some more light. What's up, A-Bear? Yeah, I didn't want anybody that couldn't make a noon to 2 time, that could only make it in the evening. I didn't want people to be left out. So I figured I'd add some evening times as well. And I say the same thing for all of the other like things that we have to deal with today now with like the late stage capitalism. is, you know, like one example is fast food has become so expensive. It's like $10 a meal when you could get something to eat for like $2 before. And people like to blame it on, well, you guys wanted minimum wage to be more, so we have to charge more in order to pay the workers. And it's like, no, you don't, because the CEOs don't have to make so freaking much. If they took a pay cut, they would be fine. It's just wild, snokiekwe. Like, I hate that argument. Now I want to watch a scammer payback video soon. I think it's a mixture of both, in my opinion. Like, the CEOs are taking millions just for themselves. There would definitely be more money in the pool to take care of the business if they didn't pay themselves millions of dollars. Like, that's just an obscene amount of money. For what? I don't think it's necessarily harder to take care of a business that makes a lot of money versus one that doesn't. It's, at the end of the day, it's just another business. Oh, they treated you some meat? Oh, I love that. James, yes and no. I've actually been asked about Blue Sky quite a bit. So I kind of stopped being into Twitter as much way before Elon ever took it and ruined it. And it wasn't like because I was having issues with Twitter or whatever. It was really just because I started favoring photo and video heavy media instead of text media. Sure, there are videos and photos on Twitter, but basically I started favoring Instagram and TikTok and spending less time on Twitter. And you know, when you spend less time on an app, when you do open it back up, then you're not really, you're out of people's algorithms. People are off of yours. And yeah, it's not a joy to really be on anymore. And you lose the ability to really interact with people. At least that's what happened to me on Twitter. I kind of disappeared from it. And then when I remembered, like, oh yeah, I have buddies on Twitter, I'd go to Twitter and nobody would see anything I had to say. So I just kind of stopped using it. And then Blue Sky came around, and then I started having a lot of people like, hey, are you going to try Blue Sky? And I'm like, you know, I might, but I honestly kind of stopped using Twitter before it was ever an Elon thing. So I'm not sure if I get a Blue Sky, if I'll actually ever really use it. And so one day I decided, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to give it a try. And so I downloaded a Blue Sky. I made a Blue Sky. So yes, I have a Blue Sky. But I was right. I don't really use it. Oh yeah, no, I don't. Go right ahead. Thank you. I think I made my Blue Sky closer to my Twitch name too. I think I have 2 friends on Blue Sky right now. Yeah. I just haven't really been wanting to take the time to get my algorithm going and find people. And I end up just sharing photos or videos or interacting with photos and videos. I don't remember. Another facet to the Blue Sky conversation is I did try Threads, and that didn't really work out for me either. I did download RedNote during the whole TikTok is being banned fiasco, and found out much later. I just found this out like maybe a couple weeks ago. I have a coworker in the cubicle right next to me. She's from China, and I got to find out that she has RedNote as well. And so I was like, no way. Because I wanted to ask her, but I didn't want to assume like, oh, you're Chinese, so you must have RedNote. No, she has it. And she was telling me about the day that RedNote just changed forever. But I posted twice on it and then abandoned it because again, it's just that exhaustion of trying to build your algorithm and find people that it just gets pushed off. You keep saying, I'll start playing on this a little while later to get this going, and then later just kind of never comes. Reading the tea, hey? All the social media stuff is just so exhausting. As somebody who works on social media, not just for like the YouTube and Twitch stuff, but I do it for my day job as well. And I just don't understand why there's so much like dealings with just problematic people, and yeah, I don't know. Like, I could say personally, it would be possible for me to get rid of the problematic medias, like the Meta, the Twitter, and use something else, but I can't really do that for my day job. Because at the end of the day, I have to go where, you know, social media would perform, and at this point in time, only like Meta and Twitter are performing. Although I don't really post on Twitter for my job as much. I can't remember the last time, actually. There just hasn't really been any text to put up. And I've only been doing this for not even a year yet, so I'm still like ironing things out. Yeah, like it's a lot of work to build up your clientele and to make it known where people can find you, and yeah. Like I said, at the end of the day, this is what performs right now, so it's hard to be able to have the same effect with newer medias that are still finding their footing. I'm sure soon enough, though, you know, Blue Sky will take off. It seems to be really gain popularity. That seems kind of thick. It's like thick with one C. Not two C's, definitely not three, but like thick with one C. That's two C's. I'm not really finding any little ones. Oh man, almost missed out, hey? Also, deleting Instagram for me would mean giving up being a mutual with Dita Von Teese. She follows me. That's just, I love that. I don't think she's ever interacted with me ever since following, but that's all right. I'm just keeping it low key anyways. I've shared what I can. And if anybody truly cares to join, then they'll join. You're like, oh, they follow me. Yeah. Yeah, you can send instructions to the email. It's not the one that's associated with my YouTube account. That one's kept private because, you know, security reasons. But that's, you know, please only do that if you have time. I'm truly not worried about sharing it because I don't, I go live in like batches of time. It's not like a continuous thing. And part of that is because I need so much internet to go live, and I can really only do it, well, if I have a project. If I don't have a project, then I don't typically make time to do like beading lives. But B, I reserve beading live times to when I know I'm going to have the internet all to myself. Like my family won't be around. Right now my kids are not with me for a few weeks, and my partner is also away. She's in Kansas. Period of time for going on Meta keeps getting in wider and much frequent. I certainly get hypnotized on there. I've been really working on my social media usage. It's happened before where I have spent like 2 hours scrolling and I didn't even realize it. And I'm like, I'm such a busy person. I don't have time for this. I have so much that I need to do because I have a million hobbies and things to take care of. But I'm not willing to just outright delete the stuff. Especially because I work with it in my day job, so I really need to understand what's going on. Otherwise, my social media work for my job will suffer. I made this tea and forgot about it. It's still hot though because of the lid. Oh, that's so nice. It's helping my throat too. I have kind of a weak voice, or like weak vocal cords, I mean. A lot of talking makes my voice kind of scratchy. Like if I had a stronger voice, it would be over for all y'all. I can only sing like powwow in the beginning. After that, it's over for me. I can sing the flag song during grand entry. After that, from talking and laughing and talking over the loudspeakers all day, I can't sing anymore. Oh my god, is my nail cracked or something? Why does the thread keep catching it? Oh, it's like little spots on my skin from the needle digging in. You got that beater finger. Not beater finger. I don't like the way that sounds. Bead worker finger. Bead embroiderer finger. Oh, wow. How was it? I have had one, unless you count sweet coffee like lattes, I've only had one sweet since November of last year. Because I decided to really reduce my sugar intake. I was eating a lot, consuming a lot, and I gained weight. And yeah, so I had a piece of cake on St. Patrick's Day because it was my mom's birthday. Other than that, I've had no sweets besides sugary coffee, and even then, I also had a problem with like buying sugary coffee, like whether it was Starbucks or from a mom and pop's shop around here. I was getting lattes like multiple times a week, and I'm like, this is not good for my body or my bank account. So I've limited it to once a week. I allow myself to get a latte. So that's the only sugar I've been taking in. And Yeah, sometimes when people talk about sugar, I'm like, oh man, I want some. I'm not gonna cave, but I'll live vicariously through you. I'm too loud usually, laughing or singing, so I try to stay quiet by keeping to myself. That's hard at a powwow or a round dance. I was certainly eating too much sugar. Besides the coffee, I was having like nutty bars every day. Like I was having multiple sweet treats every single day. And I was drinking a lot of pop because I love pop, man. I love Mountain Dew and Dr. Pepper, and I love Pepsi. And I was drinking a pop every single day, sometimes two, every now and then. So that's coffee, that's sweet treats, that's pop. Like that's an abysmal amount of sugar. And I had to take a step back and look at myself, and I'm like, wait a minute, what are you doing? But that sugar for you, I don't know how known of a fact this is. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like it might be, it might not. But sugar is one of the most addicting things ever. There were studies done where they got some rats addicted to, they basically tested addiction in rats and compared addiction to sugar versus cocaine, and the rats always chose the sugar. The sugar was more addicting than the cocaine. And they, in America anyway, sugar gets put into everything. Things that you wouldn't even realize. And they do it because it makes the product taste just like that much better to keep you like wanting to buy more. So like there's a lot of sugar in our bread. I was talking with a friend who's from Germany one time, and we were talking about bread, and he taught me this. I didn't even know. He said that any American brands of bread in Germany are placed in their sweet aisle because of how much sugar is in it. Doro shogo is sweet for babies, so humans are adapted to sweet flavors being important. Yeah, it's definitely like it's like a nutritional thing, and that's why we like crave it. A lot of people have been surprised too when I've told them that the reason McDonald's fries are so good and like irresistible is because they put sugar on them in addition to the salt. It's like a sugar and salt mixture. So that's when I talk about my anti-sugar journey. I don't necessarily say that I've been sugar-free, because at this point that's impossible. I just say I haven't had any sweets. Wow, we really filled up this, I really filled this up fast. Look at that. All right. Got another section filled. Yippee! I think I am gonna have to turn on the light in here now. It's starting to get dimmer. Yeah, I learned that I think just a few years ago. It was something that I learned a little later in life was all the things that we would do with maple. There's the syrup, yeah, but we would also make like the candies, like ways to store the maple long term and have it in the winter, so that we wouldn't starve, because it was, you know, it's sugar, so it's like quick calories. I know I said I was going to start with this section, but I don't know. I want to bead in this direction first. Thank you. I feel pride that my tribal president asks me to make these. I'm not the only bead worker in the area, and I'm sure she sees some online and stuff too. She chooses me over and over again. I've also done work for an elder in my community he knows a lot of Native people. He's had beadwork done by other Native people. And yeah, he's asked me a few times to make something for him. Makes me feel accomplished. Oh, my one of my best friends has been learning finger weaving. He actually, let me go grab it. I have a piece that he gave me hanging in this room. He's made quite a few things. He actually made a belt that our friend was buried in. But he made this for me. I'm not sure what he meant it to be, if it like a keychain or something. I didn't ask. I just hung it on my wall. Super cool. Is that what that's called? He's been wanting to try and get like finger weaving content going too. And he's just been so concerned with like having the equipment to do that. He's like, well, I need lights and I need this. And I'm like, bro, when I started YouTube, I just had my phone and I just started talking into it. You don't need all that stuff. You can get that stuff later and as time goes. Just start doing the finger weaving online. But he still hasn't done it. So what kind, have you like made anything with the finger weaving yet, or are you just like practicing and getting it down before you make something like a belt or whatever? I have told him, I've told him. Part of me just feels like he's a little ADHD and keeps forgetting that it's even something that he wants to do. Just your one little weaving. I like how I said, when I started, all I had was my phone. I still just use my phone. I don't have a camera. Oh yeah, I totally get it. I still kind of struggle with talking to the camera when somebody is with me. If I'm all alone, then I'm so used to it. But maybe that's part of it too. Because I think he does have like a little light thing that holds his phone. But maybe he's just a little freaked out about it. Plus he did, in this last, I don't know, 6 months or so, get a roommate when he was living alone. So maybe that's also similar to like my feelings of kind of struggling when people are near me to record. Maybe he's like not wanting to do all that next to his roommate. The elderberry tea is so good. I'll have to harass him though and tell him, listen, I discovered today that there is a demand for your finger weaving. Get on it. Maybe I could have him come over and do finger weaving. He's not working. I wouldn't be able to get a hold of him tonight though. Maybe tomorrow. I'll see if he wants to come tomorrow. This particular friend of mine lives like 4 houses down the street from me, so it wouldn't be a problem at all, so long as he's not busy with something. He did come over yesterday evening, and we yapped for a little bit, and then we just sat in my living room while working on our laptops. Just in quiet, just working on our laptops. I thought it was kind of cute. He was like working on some documents that he was writing for a committee that we're in, and I was working on finding all of the achievements I need for a game I'm playing. I just looked up at him. I was like, we're both doing very important work right now. Oh, I don't like hearing myself either. I don't like hearing my own voice. I think I've gotten a little more comfortable with it over the past 5 years or so, just from having to edit videos. A 20-minute video, and this largely depends on the video. Like the powwow vlogs are much easier to edit and put together, but like a tutorial video, a 20-minute tutorial video can take me easily 2 full days to edit. So like, I'd say like maybe around like 16 hours or so to edit a video. That's a long time of just like hearing my voice. That's also a good idea, Aber. Like it would be kind of a mentoring, like, all right, this is how you be on the internet. All right, this thread was shredded, so I'm replacing it. I'm also gonna make the stringing thread, the tacking thread. since it's getting a little short. I definitely feel like my beadwork has gotten a little better over the years too. I mean, I'm sure with anybody, over time you just become a little better at things. But I think one big reason that it's gotten better is because I have been working on letting go the need to fill in every little gap. It's like sometimes those little gaps, they're not big enough to need a bead in them. And when you do shove a bead in those gaps, it just kind of like moves the other surrounding beads around and messes up your work. Oh, there's 2 rogue pink beads in here now. I think this is pink. Is it red? If he does come over tomorrow, I'm still doing beadwork though. Like, I am on a deadline. Oh, I just dropped the needle. It's fine. Got it. Dang it. I have to get the tension. I have to like wrap this around my finger twice. And I have to get it the perfect spot with the perfect tension or else it just doesn't feel right. Every time I'm letting go of the string, it's an obligatory sip of tea. Not this piece of thread getting all shreddy on me too. Let's see, one thick bead, thick with 3 C's. Okay, I don't like this song. It's giving a lullaby. It's literally called Endless Sleep. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, looks like I can now do one section at a time since the tip of the crown is blocking the way. And I'd rather do sections again than just continuing to go in the circle until it gets smaller. Makes me feel more accomplished. Okay. Oh, there's a rogue hair. I think just like 3 average beads should be fine. Yeah, that works. There might need to be a sideways bead between the tip of the crown and this line of black, but I'm not sure. That doesn't need to be decided right now. It's like one of those situations where it's close enough to it that it like, I'm not sure a sideways bead will fit, but it's also far enough away from it that I feel like you can see a gap. It would push on this bead, so maybe there would be room here. I'll figure it out later. I'm like, that's future Chelsea's problem. That's not current Chelsea's problem. It's not my problem. This playlist seems to be, it's a hip hop playlist, but it seems to be broken into like subsections, and right now seems to be the sleepy hip hop. Whenever I get towards the end of the project, I mean, this isn't necessarily the end. We still have to, you know, cut it apart, assemble it, edge it, make the rope. But like the end of the main design anyway, I start to feel a little impatient. Like I'm just ready for this to be filled now. Doing this black fill was fun at first, but now I'm just kind of like, okay, I'm just ready for it to be filled so I can move on. I like that melty face. A forever medallion would definitely make me melt too. Like this fish, the fish that I have to do. I think it's just the repetitiveness of applying the black, whereas the fish is tediousness because of how much detail I have to work in. There's no like stringing 50 beads like I am now. There's meticulously planning every bead basically on the fish. Having a tea sip. Sure, yeah, if you want to share with me. I won't tell anybody, I promise. I also won't be able to look at it until after stream too. Just because I'm streaming with my phone. Okie dokie, no problem. The good thing about how detailed the fish is I guess I'll be able to charge more for it. So I'm definitely going to be charging for my effort. Like sideways bead or two smaller ones would be more worth it. This one's kind of thick, I think. What do we got here? No, it's kind of average. Okay, yeah, that looks like it fits. I just realized another piece of like information I can give about beading if anybody's watching to learn is like keeping this stringing line taut while I'm working, or keeping the tacking thread, the tacking thread taut while I'm working with the stringing line. Same way the other way around. If you're needing to push the stringing thread aside and keep the tacking thread taut, is if you turn over, you see I'm holding that string with my fingers. I've got it like sandwiched between my fingers and I'm holding it to the project, and that's just keeping the other string I'm not handling taut while I'm working with the other one, so that nothing comes loose while I'm working. And I'll do the same thing when the other one is above the project instead of below it. So I might just wrap it around my finger once and keep it taut while I handle the other string. I sure hope I can fit 2 sideways right here. It's kind of looking like... Let me see if I can like grab a bead and test it out. Like that space is looking like 1.5 beads, man. I don't know. It'll just have to be 1, I think. Methinks. Just putting it on in the middle. Dang. My tea is getting cold. Wah. The sun's going down. It's getting darker. It's snowing out. God dang it. I don't want you to snow anymore. Like, not only is the sun going down for nighttime, but it's gloomy out there. Definitely gonna have to get a better light for more evening streams. I have a little light that's attached to my, it's not a tripod, I don't know what to call it. The thing that's holding my phone right now. I actually got it at a powwow giveaway. But I put some batteries in it and used it like maybe just for a few hours. Set it aside, hadn't used it for a few months, went back to use it again, and it won't turn on. I know, I'm just so tired of the snow. I want warmth. I want sun. Thinking of the sun just reminded me of the blood moon we just had. I really wanted to see it. But in my area at least, the blood moon, like if you don't know what a blood moon is, it's a lunar eclipse where the sun or the earth is blocking the light to the moon. And in that process, there's just like a slight shadow that's cast onto the moon, and it's like a red glow that's on the moon, and it looks so cool. And we just had a blood moon. It's only like every 2.5 years or so in America you see it, or that it happens, I mean. But the total eclipse was at like 3 a.m. my time. And I had work the next day. It was like on a friggin' Thursday or something. So I stayed in my living room that night. I slept on the couch, and then I set an alarm to wake me up a few minutes before like a few minutes before 3 or something. And then I woke up and I looked out the window and I oohed and I awed, and then I went back to sleep. It is also later in the day, Aver. It's almost 8 p.m. over here, but it wasn't sunny earlier either. It was sunny yesterday, I think. It was sunny one of these days, these like recent days anyways. I definitely overestimated how many more sessions this was going to take though. Somebody asked me earlier, how many more sessions do you think before you're done? And I guessed 3. I guessed 1 for what we did right here, 1 for this section, and 1 for this section. And we did 2 in the amount, or we did 2 sections in 1 session is what I'm trying to say. You went to go look too? It was kind of wild. Like when I went to bed, I did look outside, and it's a full moon, so it's bright out there. Everything is illuminated. And then when I woke up, it was dark. And the moon looked so cool compared to like what it was just a few hours earlier, this bright illuminated full moon, to being dark with like this red cast over it. Do you think you have the beading zoomies tonight, Snokiekwe? The art zoomies. This break from work, I feel like, is giving me the YouTube zoomies. It's refreshing. Like, sometimes I wish I was like those creators who were able to make YouTube their full job. I could do so much cool stuff, and I would. I have a million ideas, no time to do them. So this break from work it's really been, even though it's literally the second day, it's still been really nice. Especially with how demanding my job can be. Oh, so it's not zoomies, it's just normal. Oh, I always do that. Just keep loading the beads on when I have a section much smaller than the size of the needle here. See, I think maybe one taken off. The lives are helpful for me too. I'm glad that they're helping you. Definitely keeps me on task. And it also like setting a time, I'm live at this time, and then stepping away from the beadwork can be it has been helpful as well. I almost feel like I work faster when I do work on it because I've had like a nice break from it. So there's two theories that I think are involved in these lives. And one is the Pomodoro method, which is where we aren't true to the Pomodoro method right now. The Pomodoro method is something that you can do to help you get work done. And it's where you work for like 20 minutes or so, and then you take a 5-minute break. And you never go over, you never work longer than the 20, you never go over the 5-minute break. And it's just like a focus-inducing thing, and it's really beneficial, especially for people who have ADHD or ADD. To me, the method is used like, you know, go on live for a few hours and then break and then go back to it. But the other theory is the body doubling theory, where when you're engaging in the activity with somebody else, it keeps you focused. There was a girl on TikTok, I don't think she does this anymore, but I used to watch her when I was at work. so that I could stay focused. Because it was like she would work on live and then she would set timers. So she would be your body double, and she would use the Pomodoro method. Oh man, this is starting to curve the other way. I don't like that. I think I'm gonna take this string out and start it somewhere else, because it's starting to curve the opposite way, and that doesn't look good to me. My partner struggles with attention deficit a lot, and I really try to drill in her brain that she needs to take, like, she needs to set timers. You work for a bit and you take breaks for a bit. Okay, how does this look? That looks much better. Now it's gonna actually curve instead of going the opposite way. Oh my goodness, my nail definitely has a crack in it or something. It keeps grabbing the thread. I just cannot be a long nail girly for the life of me. I used to be, but I also painted my nails and put really thick coats of top coat on them. But I don't want to do all that. Oh my god, why can't I get this needle to come through? What the heck? There we go. See how much I can get done in the next 5 minutes. Oh, I just... Okay, yeah, I think that'll fit. I'm speaking out loud while my mind's going through a bit of a roller coaster. It's a little confusing. Or not speaking out loud. I meant to say thinking out loud. Jesus. What the heck? Where is this string coming from? Why is it loosening? Oh, okay. Well, it's tight now. Oh man, I accidentally poked directly through the thread. I'm just gonna tie it off. The one that got poked through. It's kind of shredding anyways. I hate when that happens. I think I need a sideways one in right there. Seems like a bit of a gap. Looking for a little bead. I keep getting catfished. Okay, yeah, definitely put a sideways one. All right. Do you ever just ogle the back of your work? You're like, whoa, all those stitches and bugs. I'm just kidding, those aren't bugs, they're melted ends of thread. Anyways, we got 2 sections done. I keep saying we. I'm the one that's doing the thread work here, but I'm just gonna keep saying we, because you know what, you guys were here with me. But yeah, so we got this section finished and then did this whole section right here. I thought I was gonna need a stream each. So I definitely foresee finishing this section in the morning tomorrow, and then either there will be no stream in the evening tomorrow, or I'll get my friend to come do finger weaving. I gotta see what he says. If there's a stream in the evening, it all depends on if he wants to come and show you some finger weaving. I definitely want him to come. I think that will be hella fun, and my friend is really cool and funny, and yeah. Thank you, A-Bear. I'm here to cheer you on too, and whatever you were doing while we were hanging out. But yeah, that's what we have so far. It's so close to being finished. I'm excited about it, and like the beadwork is really good this time. Like, look at how flat that is. Hee. All right, so I'll be on tomorrow at noon EST. And if my friend decides to join, I'll make a post about it, as well as announce whether or not it's happening in the first stream tomorrow as well. Thursday there will definitely be an evening stream though. But have fun, you guys. I'll see you next time. Snokiekwe, I hope you get a lot done tonight. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Baba Pequab, man.